There we go. Hey, Chris.
Hey, baby.
You're supposed to say, hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean. Sean, my husband and co-host.
So what we're doing?
We are actually doing something new today. We decided to pick a live location out here at JFK Overlook in Heber Springs, Arkansas. Beautiful Heber Springs, Arkansas. And we found us a nice little secluded spot on a rock outcrop overlooking the river. I know you guys can't really see it from here, but we're up kind of high, and
we're facing the dam.
Yeah, we're facing the dam site.
Well, the camera's facing away from the dam.
Yeah, but I'm taking some pictures out here, so all of you guys that are listening to this episode, I will have some pictures up on our Talking Paranormal page today, so that you guys can see kind of more of where we're at. But
and you'll see it on YouTube.
Yeah, we just thought this would be kind of fun to do this, out in nature kind of discussion today for our Talking Paranormal. Hey, you know what I've been thinking about, Sean?
I don't have a clue. I never know what you're thinking.
Don't want to be in my head, huh?
No.
I've kind of been thinking a lot about giants lately. And I've been seeing some videos where they've actually found and excavated like a ton of these huge giant skeletons right here in our own state of Arkansas.
You know what? I saw earlier today.
Yeah.
I think I sent you the video.
Yeah.
But so some of these mountains that apparently the book of Enoch talks about giants being like 40 feet tall, stuff like that. But some of these like mountains and stuff are shaped kind of like a woman. There's one that looks like a woman sleeping, and stuff like that. Like they're like, what if it could be an actual petrified human or giants?
Yeah, you sent me that video. That was pretty interesting, and how they think that the pink rock salt is like their actual like petrified muscle and tissues.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, but
I thought it was kind of interesting though.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching videos too that they actually found a bunch of giants. I mean, way back when they were excavating here in our own state of Arkansas and in caves and things, they were actually donated and all to the Smithsonian and mysteriously disappeared. I'm using quotations here. Mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, we got
and
that.
This seems to happen every time giant skeletons are found and given to the Smithsonian. They somehow disappear.
Nah.
So it's like kind of makes you wonder why they're hiding it and covering it up so bad. But
because they don't want the Bible to be true.
Yeah. That's kind of my theory, because the Bible says giants throughout the whole thing.
If you look at when they went into Canaan, they said the people were so large that they looked like the Israelites looked like grasshoppers to them.
Yeah, and like the grapes were supposed to be like as big as this rock we're sitting on.
It took like 2 men to carry a bundle of grapes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. That's big.
Yeah.
So. And I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot about giants lately, and I've just seen a lot of good programs or like little video reels lately about it, and just how some of that was found here in Arkansas. And then of course Angelia, the Ozark Mystic, she's had a few too about the Plum Bayou, and a lot of people have said that when they first started that area where the Plum Bayou mounds are, that they actually found big giant bones there as well.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
That area, they started off, it was called the Toltec Mounds.
Yeah, Toltec.
Because they thought the natives from Mexico came up and built them. I'm sitting here going, what? The North American Native Americans weren't smart enough to build a mound of dirt?
Yeah, and they were smart enough. Weren't they like the Caddo? I think they called them the Caddo Indians that were here in Arkansas.
There's the Caddo, and then of course the Plum Bayou and
Plum Bayou tribe and some other ones too. But it was amazing. I would love to, if there was some time machine where I could go back in time and see what Arkansas looked like when the Indians were here, before like roads and all this stuff, and just like I would give anything to see what it looked like. And like there was supposed to be like where the Indians built all around the river delta area, and we're talking from Arkansas up to like southern Illinois and up the Mississippi River. That was all like pyramids and stuff they built, like shaped like pyramid shapes with their the way that they built in their architecture. But of course, all that's gotten torn down over time, and then once Arkansas was settled and everything pretty much got buried around here and built over.
So, like the Mississippi side, kind of that includes like White County and all that. Kind of the Mississippi side of the state was Quapaw. The northwestern, kind of north central to northwestern part of the state was Osage, and the bottom southwest, south central to southwestern part was Cato.
That's cool. But I bet they built some amazing things. I would have, like I said, I'd give anything to be able to see that, time travel back to the past or something.
This one shows like the very bottom southeastern corner, top northeastern Louisiana, southeastern corner of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Was Tunica, and the top, kind of where Arkansas comes down, makes that little jag over, before it comes on down.
Right.
That little corner right there was Chickasaw. Yep. Anyway.
I just think it's pretty interesting, and besides paranormal and all the other stuff and like aliens and different stuff that I'm into, I definitely am like, I've always been a big history lover of like the ancient stuff. It's really interesting.
So where we're at, it's got kind of an eerie feel to it anyway.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, part of it is the JFK Overlook, and the guy and his wife went over the side and actually hit the side of the dam.
Right over there.
And the guy, I think the woman survived, but the guy died.
She had to get airlifted out. Yeah. She was messed up. And can you imagine, okay, you've got to get over your physical injuries and the suicide basically of your husband and what he did, and having to like comprehend all that.
Yeah. But anyway,
she's gonna be messed up for quite a while.
That made it kind of an eerie feel to it. I put my stone down.
You put your stone down.
I don't remember what it was though.
I'm not sure what that one is. This one is lapis lazuli. And then then we've got a selenite. I'll just show everybody. This is a desert rose. I don't know if people can kind of see that. We've got just a regular quartz crystal that's been polished. This one is actually from Ron Coleman and was dug out of the ground by us up in near Hot Springs. That's a real raw quartz crystal. It's still kind of stained from the red muddy earth that it's in, clay, yeah. And this is hematite, polished and tumbled. So we've got a few of our little stones with us. You never know what you're going to encounter out in nature or the woods, and what might be lurking about. So. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been interested in. And then, of course, we're always interested in Bigfoot, and I can just see this creature being out here sometimes, or like climbing the rocks or hiding,
Anyway, we were talking about the Native Americans a while ago, and that the Native Americans, they've got stories about the giants.
Yes.
And they've got stories about Bigfoot, which was in Arizona or New Mexico where the
red-haired
the
Lovelock Cave.
The Lovelock Cave where the
Yeah.
I can't remember what tribe it was, but trapped the giants in the cave and lit a fire and burned to keep them in there. I guess they
Smoked them.
End up smoke inhalation or whatever. They had smoked giant later.
Smoked giant.
But anyway.
And you know, I stay up a little later than you at night, and I was watching some reels last night, and so some archaeologists have actually found some large skeletons that they were mummified and still had the red hair.
Yeah.
The red hair attached to the skull.
And if you think about it, the red-haired giants, they claim to have 6 fingers, 6 toes, and double row of teeth.
And did you know, and I found this on one of the videos, it's a guy in Oklahoma that's actually married to a Native American woman. Did you know that in history, do you know why the Indians said how?
No.
It wasn't actually to say hello. When they would say how, it meant how many fingers do you have, because that's how they would identify the giants, because they would want them to show them, because giants had 6 fingers. So they would say how, and they would put up their hand, and if they had 5, they knew they could trust them, but if they had 6, they didn't trust them, because they were the meaner.
The red-haired giants are not only a North American thing, but the U.S. military apparently encountered one in
Iran, wasn't it?
No, it's Kandahar or something.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, right. It's like the Kandahar giant.
And it says a lot of the military know about that, and a lot of them have been sworn to classified stuff. Yeah, that's really interesting too. And I believe it was a red-headed one.
Yeah.
That they found.
But they went in Kandahar, Kandahar. But they went in this.
I'm gonna move these and try to rearrange myself just a little here.
This specialty force had gone in where they lost communication with them, and they went another I guess crack command unit,
right?
Like Green Berets or something like that, went in, and they started finding the equipment. This other group's equipment scattered out, and they're getting closer, and this giant comes out. He was carrying a spear, and I guess basically a loincloth or whatever,
Yeah.
He came out, actually speared one of the guys.
Oh man.
And the other guy, if you listen to the story, he goes, take his head off, just start shooting till they basically decapitated him.
Oh gosh.
The last that any of them seen of this giant was it being airlifted
out,
and they don't know what happened to it.
Oh, they won't know what happened to it. The government's gonna cover that up big time.
But
and not just our American government, but I'm sure the Saudi Arabian government are gonna hide that too.
But but red-headed giants are seen around
the world,
around the world.
And I even wonder. Oh, and well, I don't know about the giants there, but it could be too. But I was fascinated with, and you've sent me some videos, and then I've seen some over Admiral Byrd.
Yeah.
And he, besides the North Pole expedition that they did,
he's been to the South Pole.
Yeah, he's been over Antarctica, and they have Admiral Byrd on radio. He's flying over Antarctica and it's cold. All of a sudden he gets to the other side and it's warm, it's lush and tropical. there were like green and trees, and he actually, you can hear him on the radio saying, oh my, it's a mammoth, it's a woolly mammoth,
Yeah.
or whatever. You can like hear him on this radio call. But I think he was silenced a lot too.
Yeah.
And he had wrote in a journal, and that's what's come out over the years, is he actually, the things he wasn't able and allowed to talk about that got covered up, he wrote in that journal, and then it's been released out to the public, or to a lot of the public now.
Anyway, I was working my way to talking about the Bigfoot and Native Americans.
I was kind of wondering that too, and I wanted to ask you a question, Sean.
Okay.
Do you think, because we believe in giants, obviously, because there's been so much evidence and stolen evidence, but do you think there could be a link between Bigfoot and the giants?
That I don't know, because there people, I've heard people talk about feral humans.
Feral humans, yeah.
And I can see that happening, where somebody gets lost in the woods, or a family gets lost in the woods, and like on a camping trip or whatever, and they get into an area that they've never been and cannot find their way out.
Yeah.
And I can see them kind of becoming feral. And if you think about it, like especially in Western culture, women shave their legs, shave their pits, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Or other.
Anyway.
Yes, I see what you're trying to say.
If a woman becomes feral, of course she's her legs are gonna get hairy.
Oh yeah. Right.
So she's not gonna look. She'll still look feminine, but not as feminine as she would have.
Right, or as human, because of all and being dirty and.
And the way I kind of think of it is, what kind of keeps the leg, like your leg hairs shorter. You don't have to go to the barber and get your leg hairs trimmed or something.
Go to the barber.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to. It's the materials that we wear keep them rubbed down short.
Well, yeah.
Like blue jeans and
Yeah.
stuff won't let it grow as long. But if you're wearing something different or not as much,
Right.
who says it's not going to grow out longer?
True.
So.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good thing. I'm not so sure about that, but I mean, I did see a video about that.
I'm not saying that that's the case, but it's a possibility.
I can see that too, and I've always been one that I believed in Bigfoot, but I always believed in like the giant ape side of it, just scientifically and stuff, just thinking, oh, it's just a huge ape, because the earth was so much different during creation. Even the Ark in the Darkness talks about that, like all the plants were bigger, trees were bigger, people were bigger, hence giants.
Like the Native Americans even have stories about, they call Bigfoot, their brother, but they were scared of. There were some tribes in different areas where they were scared of them because they called them cannibals.
Right.
They'd come in, steal the children or whatever, and they would be cannibals. But then there's the others that they're like friendly, where they would trade with them and stuff like that.
And that's where I think it went back to that old Native American how. They wanted to see their fingers to see if they were bad or good.
But I've heard where some are like the red-haired the Bigfoot, they're more kind of a reddish color, were meaner.
Yeah.
And the darker colored ones were.
Yeah.
The more black-haired ones were gentler and ones you could get along with.
And it kind of went back to this documentary I watched where they said like up around like southern Canada, Alaska, Washington State, pretty much that whole west coast of the United States and Canada, they get bigger up there,
Yeah.
and the terrain's different. And then down here in the south, we've got they're still big. They're Bigfoot, but they're smaller and they're leaner and they're meaner, from what they were all saying, and skunkier.
Well, of course you're gonna smell worse. They're
Yeah.
sweating more.
Yeah, they're down here in all the humidity and the swamps and stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely a believer of that, and I've wondered about some of this stuff and how it all kind of ties together. And
Yeah, I don't know.
but the land here in Arkansas, there's just something about it that's so ancient and just mystic and beautiful, and just a lot that goes on here. I
Yeah.
think paranormal wise, I think Bigfoot wise, even with all the ancient stuff with the Native Americans, I just think there is some kind of ancient energy here. And the Native Americans knew it ran through this state with the quartz crystal mines and the energy that's in
now
it.
I can't touch your hand.
Yeah, I was just showing
No.
everybody. And see the water through Arkansas.
I
See
know.
this is real quartz crystal, guys. Like I said, dug out of the ground by us. But look at this and the energy and the way that it's formed, and the water. These are underground, all of our underground water in these cavern systems going through this quartz crystal and flowing out into our rivers and streams. And this right here is one reason why hot springs and Eureka Springs in a lot of places were opened as healing centers, because of their so-called healing water. And we've got hot springs, actually natural hot springs that are heated here, like the bathhouses and hot springs, which to me is just really interesting too. You know,
In hot springs, instead of having the water heater, they have a water cooler.
a water cooler, yeah.
The
You
water's
need a
too
water
hot.
cooler, it's too hot. But yeah. Oh, it's so pretty out here today. I wish you guys could see this and sit here with us right now, because it's just amazing outside. Just beautiful.
You got much more you want to talk about?
Just some of that. I mean, you kind of brought up some things the other day, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but just some videos you were seeing about some ice wall and
Yeah,
like,
the Earth has. I'm telling you, if the Earth is not hollow, it has an ice wall.
so you think that there's more on the other side of the ice wall that we don't know about? Maybe our Earth is bigger than we think.
I think the whole universe is on one big landmass, and it's just.
I don't know. I don't want to laugh at that, because everybody can kind of watch things and maybe they'll take something from it. But I do wonder this, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that there may not be an ice wall or not, because the only reason why I'm open-minded to that, an ice wall or something with Antarctica, is really because of Admiral Byrd and what he saw. And because, did you know that all the countries on the earth have a treaty, a pact, that no one is to disturb or explore Antarctica on that other side?
Explain to me
And
this.
that happened after Byrd.
Explain to me this. The airplanes fly east and west.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they'll go north and south, over the continents and stuff. But if they're flying from like the United States to Great Britain or Russia or Japan, Australia, they go to east to west.
Yeah.
Right? There's some points where from the United States to like a point in Russia, it would be quicker to go over the North Pole
Yeah.
than it would be to. Why don't they go over the North or South Pole?
And they're not allowed to fly over the North and South Pole, are they? Because of since Byrd.
The South Pole they can't.
Mm-mm.
Like Antarctica.
Yeah, they won't let you do it now.
So why are we not allowed to go over the North or South? And
Exactly. What's there?
And
What's there? What do we not know?
Here's my other question. We've all learned this in school.
Yeah.
The Earth has different layers.
Yeah.
Like the crust, the whatever, then all the way down to the mantle,
Right.
which is the core.
The core, yeah.
They go, oh, the Earth's crust is this many miles thick. This next layer is this many miles thick.
How do they know that?
How do they know?
Yeah.
Nobody's been to the center of the Earth.
And we have cavern systems underneath the ground. I mean, cave systems that go on for miles.
I say nobody's been to the center of Earth, except for Admiral Byrd. In his diaries, he went to the center of the Earth.
At the North Pole?
From the North Pole. Why did he never go back to the North Pole?
They wouldn't let him. I really think that. They classified it all. They wouldn't let him talk.
They never sent him back, and this is a highly decorated military man.
Oh yeah.
If they said do this, he's doing it.
Yeah.
If they say shut up, don't say a word,
he's
not gonna say anything. He'll deny it till his.
Yeah.
He wrote it down.
He wrote it in his journals.
But
and then gave that to his kids and them.
But
yeah.
Maybe he never did make it to the other side of the ice wall or the South Pole. He made it to the North Pole, but I don't know that he ever made it to the South Pole. Because the entrance where he saw the woolly mammoth was on the way to the North Pole. And supposedly he entered the...
Like a time thing?
Well, he flew over,
portal?
He went through this, he was flying, and he opened up into this, mountain range and lush green fields and stuff, and where he saw the mammoth was on the way to the North Pole.
Yeah.
And then he entered like a cavern or something. Big enough that he could fly.
I really thought the mammoth was in Antarctica.
No,
from the video I watched. It
was the North Pole, and he entered this cavern area, and and this was around World War II time period.
Yeah, basically we were down in Antarctica because the Nazis had been down there as a base. They were doing stuff, and we were watching them.
Well, he entered this cavern system, and these disc-like crowds came up beside him, and it was like a tractor beam. Started pulling him in, and a voice came over his radio, says, "Don't worry, Admiral Byrd, we have you. We've taken control of your plane."
Yeah.
And these disc-shaped ships had swastikas on them.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They weren't Nazi crafts, but they
had the swastika symbol.
Originally, the swastika was a representation of peace.
Huh.
But
didn't they somehow say that the Aryans were like an alien race or something in that one video you sent me?
I think so.
Because, see, he had an Antarctic and a North Pole expedition. He's been to both.
But he met with the person that was basically over the hollow Earth.
Huh.
And they were fair, blonde with fair skin.
Yeah.
What was the perfect human?
To Hitler was blonde hair, blue-eyed, fair skin.
And that was what was in the hollow Earth, and I think Hitler was trying to get to the hollow Earth. He ended up in Argentina, but he was trying to get to the hollow Earth.
He ended up in Argentina. They smuggled him out, huh?
They did.
They smuggled him out on the submarine. I am inclined to believe that because nobody really saw him or Ava's body. They could very well have smuggled them out and gone to South America. There was Nazi activity.
The bodies that they claimed was Hitler's was never verified. The Russian military went in and took the bodies and would never let anybody else see them.
Which, that's interesting, because you used to watch that TV show Finding Hitler, and they were going through a lot of that evidence that he may have gone to Argentina and died there later, you know, just getting older or whatever. But because you notice, though, that communism started down there in South America, and there was Nazi activity.
And a lot of the people, the descendants of the people that lived there, were saying, yeah, my great-grandmother saw Nazis here.
Wow. I do believe that there's so much that we just really don't know. And I do believe that all of the Dead Sea Scrolls that were found in the clay jars, they were put there for a reason and protection. They were special. Yeah. They were God's word, and they should have been put in the Bible.
And get this, in the talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls, in the Ethiopian Bible, they have the Book of Enoch.
Yes. They didn't take it out. They see the whole truth.
Yeah.
And if anybody reads the Book of Enoch, it will increase your faith. You will understand the whole Bible if you read the Book of Enoch.
And that's not the only book. There are supposedly...
there's more I'd like to read, too.
There's supposedly the book of First and Second Adam.
Oh, wow. See, I would like to read that, because these are important parts that, you know, that would fill in so much for people, but for whatever reason, they didn't want a lot of people to have that information. Somebody didn't want us to have the information, because it does teach us and tell us all about creation and the first life and all of that. And I think there's a lot of keys to that if people read it and read your Bible too. It all, you know, it fits. It's like the missing links that should have been put in there. And it gives you the whole bigger picture of everything. And I think that's why, you know, people have found these giant skeletons, and they've been hidden, they've been mysteriously misplaced, lost, whatever. They just don't want us to know, because then it would definitely be true. What the Bible says would be true, and they don't want people to know the truth. So I think a lot's hidden from us like that. What you looking at? You trying to find that missing book?
I'm trying to find what the books are that were left out of the Bible.
I know it's quite a few, but I did know about that the Ethiopian Bible, they kept the Book of Enoch in there. They felt like it was important, and it was part of the truth of the Bible, and they did not have it removed.
Yeah.
Good for them, because they've got the truth right in front of them, you know. From what I can understand, too, and where that area is at, they're very, very spiritual people, too.
Okay, I'm getting somewhere now. Thanks.
You getting somewhere?
Okay. These books are found in the Catholic and Orthodox canons, but are generally excluded from Protestant Bibles. First and Second Esdras, Tobit, Judith, additions to Esther, Wisdom of Solomon.
I'd like to read the Wisdom of Solomon.
Baruch and the Letter of Jeremiah. Additions to Daniel.
Wow.
First and Second Maccabee. Prayer of Manasseh. Then
look at that. Prayer of Azariah, Susanna, Bel, and the dragon.
But remember, the term dinosaur was not invented till the 1800s.
Exactly. Dragon. There you go, folks. Right there.
The New Testament Gospels, Gospel of Thomas, Infancy Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Mary, Gospel of Judas, Gospel of Nicodemus, Acts of Paul and Delca,
Apocalyptic writings.
Epistle of Barnabas, Epistle of Clement, Epistle of Ignatius.
I like to read a lot of these. That's
Apocalypse
interesting.
of Peter, Shepherd of Hermas, Book of Enoch. Books mentioned in the Bible but missing.
Wow.
Book of Jashar, Annals of the King of Israel and Judah, Records of Nathan the Prophet, Book of Gad the Seer. Of course, Enoch was mentioned as well.
Yeah.
So,
why are some missing?
I mean, Jesus even quoted from Enoch.
Exactly.
So, I don't know.
It's interesting for sure. Well, we just opened some different discussions, I think, especially for next week. But
anyway.
Yeah, I've definitely been interesting. I've watched a lot of really neat different videos and documentaries and reels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one day I was watching all these different things till I just got like brain fried, and I was like, okay, I gotta quit watching these for a little while. This is information overload. I don't know, I guess you can be fascinated about some things, but you get so much information, and then there's contrasting information to where your brain's like, okay, I can't handle anymore right now.
Anyway, well, I think we ought to be wrapping this up because my butt's starting to hurt.
Yeah. It's actually cool. Like, we're sitting on top of a rock on top of two blankets, and the rock is naturally cool where we're sitting. It's like sitting on a little air conditioner.
But anyway, I think we ought to be getting off here.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures and I'll post those on our page, Talking Paranormal, on Facebook.
Yep.
And we need to give the address or the email address, or I mean, people should know by now.
Paranormal Adventures 2@gmail.com.
Yeah, send us an email message if you want to chat or have any information you'd like us to talk about on the show. We'd be glad to do it. And
sounds good to me, boo.
if you guys have any information, or what do you say, not information, if you guys have any ideas for a discussion for us to have, I'd like to hear a discussion y'all would like to hear, and we'll discuss it.
Maybe.
If
we like it.
If we like it.
If we don't like it, we're not talking about it. Anyway.
Y'all have a great afternoon and a blessed week.
We gotta go.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.